Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what do people notice about you. We have 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, you have the Mahogany Obsidian Crystal with Etamin star. For pile number 2, you have Honey Calcite with the Fire element. And for pile number 3, you have Fire Agate with Vesta. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile, pick whichever one you are most drawn to. So once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose the Mahogany Obsidian Crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what do people notice about you. So you chose the card Etamin Star with Red Jasper Conviction. You also have Moss Agate with the Heart Chakra and Intention, Saturn with Azurite and Discipline reversed, and I wanted to say a quick disclaimer before we get into the reading. This is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I do have a limited amount of space available. I'm taking my last bookings for November and I'm almost fully booked, so if you don't want to miss out, please find my email address in the description box below. So, what do people notice about you, pile number 1? Firstly, I'm seeing people notice that you're a very soft-hearted person. You're someone with a very big heart. You're someone that is very soft and sweet in nature. Yet you do also have a fiery side to you. If you wanted to use it, you can call people out. But I feel as though people just see you as a kind-hearted person that also has boundaries that doesn't let people walk all over them. So there's a wonderful, healthy balance here of, I love myself, and I respect myself, but I also have good intentions to all others, love for others, and yeah, I see you just like being a kind person. But if somebody's intentionally doing something that is hurting you, you are going to call the behavior out. You're not just going to let it slide because you do respect yourself and love yourself. And what I am seeing here is what people notice about you. People could also notice that you are a family-orientated person, or that family means a lot to you, or you want a family of your own one day. Although there's this gentleness and softness about you, and in regards to that, I'm seeing like you want to live a soft life. I think you've been through enough challenges in life, enough suffering in life, that you just want a soft life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But although you have the soft, gentle side to you, you also have this strength about you, a powerful side to you that can't be defeated. I mean, you've gone through a lot of pain and suffering in your life. Some of you have mourned the loss of loved ones. Some of you had just like difficult situation after difficult situation and you felt like you couldn't get a breather. Some of you just went through life circumstances that felt very saddening to you in some way. And I'm seeing like you don't want to like do that anymore. There's something about, I want to like remove myself from places that are not serving me. So say for example, you were in a connection where the person wasn't respecting you or treating you well. It's like I'm removing myself from the suffering by removing myself from this person's life. There's something about like no longer tolerating bullshit. Sorry for my language, but that's what I'm hearing. Like, you're no longer tolerating just like negative or bad relationships or people that don't respect you. You're no longer sticking around for that. You have this increase within the self-worth where you are realizing what you truly deserve. And even if it's not like relationships, but let's say you were at a job that had a toxic work environment, maybe you left the toxic work environment to go to another work environment that's more peaceful. So there's some kind of big change you've made that people are noticing, where it almost feels like you took yourself out of your own suffering. By removing yourself from certain situations that were just not good for you at all. I also see people noticing that, again, like you're so strong to have gone through these situations and handled it with a calm demeanor like you did. Because it seems like even when chaos is happening around you, you seem like internally calm, and people think you're very strong, like with the way you handle things. There were certain situations where people would expect you to get angry at a person and you stayed calm. And that doesn't mean you don't call them out to speak your truth, but there's something about like not letting your reaction get the better of you. There's something about like still remaining civil and trying to like love everybody. I'm seeing some of you are religious because I'm hearing like, and I'm seeing a cross and I'm hearing like, I have love for all my brothers and sisters on earth. Maybe even the ones that wronged me, like I'm trying to send them love and forgive them. So I see some of you being on that kind of journey where you want to find forgiveness in your heart for people that have wronged you or hurt you in some way. Although there is an anger beneath the surface, you're trying to like release it and have love for them in your hearts. So I'm not saying you have to, but if you are doing that, then that message would resonate with you. But if you're not, then that message is just not for you. So I also see here that something about like getting closer to God or the divine, because like I said, I was seeing a cross. So maybe some of you are Christian or religious, and that's something people notice about you. People notice things about your look and physical appearance that they seem to like. People seem to find you quite attractive and sexy in some way. People may also notice that you can be someone like with a great imagination. You often seem to be in dreamland or like daydreaming or, yeah, like just in your own world, but in a beautiful way. And you seem to just like want to flow through life and be at peace through life. So yeah, even if there are situations that could stress you out, there's like this choice of like, I choose to not let this stress me out. I choose to not let this get me angry. I'm gonna breathe through this. Like I'm seeing that type of energy with your pile, which I really admire and like about you. And yeah, that's something people could notice about you. There's also something about you like knowing how to have deep conversations with people, but also have surface level connections, and conversations that are lighthearted in nature. So there's something about like knowing how to do both, because some people, like they're strangers, sometimes you can't always go straight into deep conversation with them, and sometimes small talk is the way you get to know the person, even if sometimes I don't like small talk, but I'm learning to like tolerate it more, if you get what I mean. But yeah, I feel like that's how you get to know a person. You know how to like do both, so that's what people notice about you. People notice that you have like destroyed a lot of the things that were holding you back. I'm seeing something like that in my mind's eye, like I'm destroying everything that's holding me back in life. And I'm seeing like you fully believe in yourself, fully believe in what you're saying. So, you know, when you speak with conviction, you speak as if you truly believe what you're saying. So people think you're honest as a result of that. And there's something about like you just seeming to trust yourself, and it just seems like you always follow your heart with every decision you make. And it just seems like you live your life through the heart space. That's what I see. And it also seems like you're very secure in yourself, like from what people are noticing about you. Even if you don't always feel that way, you seem very secure. You seem like you have your life together. You seem like the type of person that has everything in order in your life. Yet at the same time, you seem to take things slow and not rush yourself, not stress yourself out. Like you know how to take breaks and how to rest and not put too much on yourself, like too much expectation. And it's not even about like, oh, I have to work or grind for you, but for you, it's just about like, I want to enjoy the work I'm doing. And for me to enjoy the work I'm doing, I'm going to have to slow down and really experience the present moment and enjoy it. And as a result of that, you get more life satisfaction from that. So that's what people are noticing. The reason why I say life satisfaction is because I'm seeing like points go up for life satisfaction, like clairvoyantly. So that just is a metaphor for that. Weird that spirit showed it to me like that, but I literally saw it over here. Like I saw plus 100 like over here, which was really weird. Okay, but anyways, I'm gonna move on to your tarot cards now. Okay, so your tarot cards you have are the Page of Cups reversed, the World, the Eight of Swords, Strength, which we spoke about, which is a really cool confirmation, and the Seven of Pentacles. And at the back of the deck, you do have the Five of Cups. So what I am seeing with you as well, people could notice jewelry you wear, things to do with like your style and fashion, where they really like it. And also just like with beauty and attractiveness in general, like people notice little things about you that they seem to gravitate towards in terms of like physical appearance, but also your personality traits. I'm hearing the word adorable. People notice that you're adorable in some way. People also notice that you are strong, like you can be a fighter, like where you almost like fight for what you want in life. But there's also this feeling of like, I choose to surrender, I choose to have love in my heart, I choose to slow down and accept the present moment and make changes for the future. And kind of like fight for the life I want. So I'm seeing you claw your way out of a hole where you're like determined to get out of that hole. But after you get out of that hole, it's like enough stress for now. Like I want to relax and just trust that things will be taken care of. Not in a way where you're not putting work towards your future. You are, but you're also not stressing over it too much. So you're not stressing about what you can't control. And that's something people have recently noticed about you, that you seem to like let go and let God, the universe, deal with your struggles, frustrations, and worries. And kind of just surrender and trust that things will get better. There is this feeling of a big transformation here, pile number one. I'm seeing a storyline like, once I was stuck, now I'm free. Now I feel liberated. And people can see that like in your emotional state, in the way you act, the way you speak. Maybe for others of you, it's like rags to riches I was hearing. Or I was once depressed at my lowest moment. Now I'm really happy. There's something about like a huge shift in your energy that people are noticing, where it almost seemed unlikely that some kind of huge transformation was going to happen. But you held on to the hope and you made it happen for yourself. People have noticed that you've done a lot of inner work on yourself, but that you're also a very hard worker. Like you want what you want from life and you believe you can get it. And that's an amazing mindset to have. People have also noticed certain achievements you've had in life and progress you've had, definitely. I'm also seeing people notice you're quite different to how you were in the past. Like you don't act the same, you don't speak the same, you don't carry yourself the same. Again, there's been a huge transformation and growth here that people have seen in you. Again, with Gaia, there is this feeling of like peacefulness, calm, getting in touch with Mother Nature or just enjoying nature in general, caring for the animals. Maybe some of you are into charity or really want to help the earth in some way, or like believe in world peace. Or there's something about like advocating for, saving the earth or the animals on the earth. But there's something about that coming through, or, having that mindset of wanting justice to happen in the world. So that's what I see as well. People have noticed you carried a lot of baggage in your life, a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, but you haven't let it like completely break you down. Like you held on to hope, you held on to your strength, and you pushed through and you made it. And that's what I'm seeing. And I think people are very proud of you. People are very happy to see that you seem much happier lately. Like when people look at you, they see hope. They see that, okay, this person was in their lowest moments, but they made it past that. And they seem to have really changed their life around for the better. I'm in this little challenge right now. If they can, overcome these challenges, then I can too. So there's this kind of feeling of people looking at you like you're inspiring, like your story's inspiring. And it shows that, even if you've experienced some hardships or pain in life, like you can always overcome it. You can always heal it. You can always grow and get better. And that's kind of what I'm getting here. So yeah, that's all I have for you, pile number one. This is what people are noticing about you. So please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose the honey calcite crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what people have noticed about you. Please be aware that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I'm going to be taking my last bookings for the year in November, so I'm almost fully booked. If you don't want to miss out, please find my email address in the description box below. So your card that you chose is Aragonite, the fire element and initiation. You also have Malachite, Uranus and Eudaimonia, and Fluorite, Asturian and introspection. So what I want to say with this pile is people notice that you are a very bright, positive person. People notice that you're somebody that has this happy-go-lucky energy about you. You have a smile that's contagious and a laughter that's contagious. You know how to make people smile and laugh even when they're having a bad day or they're going through tough situations in their life. You have a very uplifting energy about you that people love. And they find you like so lovable where it's even hard to dislike you. I'm seeing Mabel from Gravity Falls, so some of you could have sort of like a personality or characteristic similar to her if you've ever watched that series. I'm also seeing that you have this very fiery energy where it seems like you're ready to take on the world. You seem very brave and courageous, and you just seem like a free spirit in some type of way. Like you just seem to appreciate the little joys of life and make every little joy important to you, because when we really look at it, like we have big days of our life, like, okay, maybe the day we get married or the day we graduate, things like that. But those big things aren't always there every single day, so we have to always make the mundane moments special. And that's something you do. There's something about like romanticizing your life and making mundane moments special in some way. There's something about taking pictures of everything that makes you happy, or everything that you just find awe of. Like even if it's just a beautiful view or flowers or the food you ate, there's something about that, like keeping record of the good moments in your life, or always taking pictures of yourself and like friends and things like that. There's something about like wanting to capture the moment. Maybe some of you are into photography. I'm also seeing Polaroid photos. So someone here could like Polaroid photos. And I'm also seeing that with you, there's something very sexy about you. Yet at the same time, like very vibrant. You seem like a very warm person, and people tend to trust you even if they're just a stranger to you because of that warm, inviting, positive energy you have. You seem to look at life with a half glass full mentality instead of half glass empty, which I really like about you and people like about you as well. So, in terms of what people notice about you, I see people noticing that you know yourself. You know yourself very deeply. You have a lot of self awareness. You've gone on a journey of like getting to know yourself deeply and going within, finding the answers within. Maybe for some of you, you weren't always like this, but now it's like you're getting to know yourself, you're discovering new things about yourself, new passions you have, new pet peeves you have, new things you like and dislike. Like you're discovering it all about yourself. You're very self-aware as well. Like nobody can tell you something about yourself you don't already know. And there's something about like you working on yourself and growing and improving, and there's something about people noticing your progress of the internal growth you've had, but also external growth in your life. And people also think a lot of the things you've attained come from that positive mindset you have because you're just putting out that positive vibration into the world. So you're getting it back to you. What I do see with you, you're a very warm, kind person, but you also know how to match the energy. So I'm seeing, like, let's say somebody is being very rude or condescending to you, right? Maybe you don't say anything in the moment, but your face says everything you're feeling. So, like, even if your mouth doesn't say anything, your facial expressions are quite funny in a way of like looking from the outside perspective. Like, it's almost like somebody sees you be mad at this person, shooting daggers at them through your glare, and it's like your face doesn't hide any emotion, even if your words don't say it. And it can be quite funny in a way. Not that they're like laughing at you, but laughing with you, because there's something about the facial expressions you make. Um, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but that's what I'm seeing. So there's something about a certain decisiveness you have, like you know what you want out of life. But there's also something about sometimes like you don't always know what's going to happen in the future. Sometimes in moments when you don't have clarity, it's kind of like you're just going with the flow. I'm hearing this song by Skin Shape. I don't know which one it's called, but it goes like I don't know where I'm going, but I don't care, but I don't care. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. The sun might rise, something like that. So there's something about like, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I can't control the outcome. I can't control what happens tomorrow. But I'm gonna choose to see things with positivity. I'm gonna choose to like focus on what I do want right now. Focus on the things I can control right now. Focus on my passions right now. What truly like lights up my soul and makes me feel joy for life. I'm going to focus on those things and just flow through life. And I trust that the answer will come to me when I'm ready to know what decision to make. So there's something about, again, like being very decisive, but then when you don't know the answer, you kind of just flow until the answer comes to you. And you seem to like not stress too much about that because you understand that, yeah, like sometimes we don't always know what's going to happen in the future, but we can prepare for it. We can, yeah, like prepare for it. Maybe not even prepare, but just think positively that, negative outcomes won't happen. And even if they do, we will be able to deal with it, trust ourselves in that sense. So there's something about that coming through here. I also see that lately you seem very focused on one thing, like you seem very focused on something that you want to grow in your life, something that you want to achieve or goal you have. Like you seem to have a lot of ambition towards this. However, maybe in the past, like you weren't always so focused on things like this or ambitions or achievements. Maybe before it was just like about enjoying life, but now it's like I'm really focusing on what I want to do here, the new things I want to bring into my life. So that's what I see. I'm also feeling a womb pain as I'm in your energy. So there's something about womb healing. This doesn't have to be physical, but it could be energetic. Healing, something to do with the confidence, the sensuality, or, like the way we view ourselves. Or even our emotions, because the sacral chakra does relate to emotions. So people could notice something about that. I also see here that maybe you haven't always had the healthiest relationships in your life, but you are trying to create healthier relationships in your life. You are trying to find new beginnings in your life that you're seeking, new connections in your life that are healthy. Stuff like that is what I see here. And I see you also being a trendsetter, you also being very innovative and having very great ideas. There's something about starting new goals I wasn't having before, but now I want to have. There's something about recently, like working on your fitness health or emotional health, mental health. And I also see something about, like, I'm putting myself out there to try new things, to learn about new things, to meet new people, something like that showing through here. So I am going to pull your tarot cards now off camera. Okay, so the next cards you have are the Hanged Man, the Four of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Judgment card, and the Knight of Wands. And at the back of the deck, you have the Knight of Swords. There's something about people noticing that you're very comfortable with your sensuality, with expressing yourself to the world. You seem to have a lot of confidence within yourself, even if I say certain things here and like you're like, I don't feel that way, people see you this way. So that's what I see. I also see that people, again, think of you as like a very brave, adventurous type of person. You'd probably be the type of person that would travel the world or like do brave, adventurous things that most people would be scared of doing. Like I'm seeing bungee jumping, skydiving, things like that. There's also something very spontaneous about you. People just love your energy. That's what I see with you. People just find you such a breath of fresh air to be around. Again, there's a lot of ambition here that people are noticing with the Knight of Wands and how you just go after your desires, where you have tunnel vision towards your desires. And nothing stops you from getting what you want in life when you truly want it. Even if it means waiting a very long time for what you want until you reach that new milestone. People notice that you're a catch, a keeper, but sometimes they feel as though, is this too good to be true? All these qualities I'm seeing in you, is this too good to be true? Like, am I being played? So some people, when they first meet you, they have a little bit of a discernment and a guard up because it almost seems too good to be true. But then when they actually get to know you, they realize that, what you were showing them at first is like truly who you are. And there is no catch or like any ulterior motive. People notice when other people are attracted to you, like by the way they look at you, by the way they stare at you. When other people have crushes on you, people definitely notice that. I'm also seeing people could notice like when you have an attraction towards somebody. So something about that showing up where like I'm seeing a situation where maybe two people like each other but haven't really said anything to each other, and like everybody can kind of see it. And I'm also seeing something about again like physical appearance. So spirit is showing me very nice sunglasses or accessories and things like that, or like you do your hair in very cute hairstyles. And there's also something about you smelling really good. There's something about you being a light to others whenever they're just in darkness or they just can't see the light. You're like that candle that lights other people's candles whenever their flame has gone out, whenever their passion or motivation or just joy for life has gone out. It's like you relight it for them. I'm seeing Venus energy as well. You could be a very romantic person, and you could also be very resourceful. I'm seeing something about someone wanting to say to you, like something like, you're the salt to my pepper, or something like that. So maybe there's someone in your life that you're very close to, where you're inseparable in some way, and people notice that connection you have, where it's like one always comes with the other. Like you can't imagine one without the other. Like you can't imagine salt without pepper. You can't imagine peanut butter without jelly. Like that's the vibe I'm getting. Maybe you can, but that's just like the vibe I'm getting as a metaphor. There's something about liking spicy food, or being down to try like new things you haven't tried before. Being open to new situations and people in your life. You could be very bubbly as a person, or very extroverted, and you're very fun to be around as well. People notice your handwriting, something about like them liking your handwriting, or just noticing your handwriting. And people have also noticed when you cut people out of your life. People have also noticed like the special things you did for certain people in your life. So I'm seeing like someone cut and like wrap Christmas presents as an example. Like you're giving nature, that's something people could notice. People also think that people that messed up situations with you lost a good chance, lost what they had with you, like missed out on something great. There's also something about some of you, again, like being very romantic, wanting marriage one day, or being married yourself, where maybe people like notice the kind of connection you have with your spouse if you are already married, or like that you've always wanted to be married even before getting married. People also notice that you know how to make something a good time, even if it is boring. So, like, let's say I was to go grocery shopping with you, you would make it a fun time, even though grocery shopping can sometimes be boring to me, at least. Not to everybody else, but I'm just using that as an example. So that's what I see here. I do hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my palm number threes. If you chose the Fire Agate crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what have people noticed about you. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. I'm taking my last bookings for November, and I'm almost fully booked. Okay, so for your cards, you chose the card Desert Jasper, Vesta, and Resolve in the reverse. You also had pile number 2's card come out for you when I shuffled. So if you were drawn to pile 2, you're more than welcome to watch it. If not, that's okay. So the card is Aragonite, Fire Element, and Initiation. And the last card you have is Hematite with Root Chakra and Culmination. So what have people noticed about you? Firstly, I'm seeing trifle. So maybe there's something about like having a sweet tooth or something like that. I also hear the song My Favorite Part by Mac Miller. So go listen to that song if you feel called to. So people notice that you've had a recent change in behavior that has been very huge for you. And this is something great. This is actually something good. So I'm seeing a kind of storyline here of this new beginning you've stepped into. I see that maybe in the past you had a lot of people around you that just took you for granted, that brought a lot of negative energy into your life, that just didn't appreciate you the way they should have. I see takers being in your life, users being in your life, people that just don't respect your boundaries, that hurt you, you know what I mean? And I feel like you are the type of person that sees the best in people, even when they don't see it in themselves. Other people might have looked at those situations where you were being so forgiving with people that maybe didn't deserve it, but it's because you saw the best in them. And it's because you were hoping things could change or that some kind of resolution could happen. But after experiencing this, where you forgave countless times and you tolerated more than you should have tolerated, maybe you notice that, okay, although I have like empathy for this person, where I can see like why they're doing what they're doing, like I can see the pain they're having, it also doesn't give them the right to hurt me. So maybe people notice that about you, that there's this feeling of, you having so much empathy for people that maybe didn't even deserve it or give you empathy for the way they were treating you or hurting you. And recently there's been this change in you where it's not like you're not empathetic anymore. You still have that empathy with you, but you're learning to not enable people. You're learning to just see people for who they are and not see their potential and like stick around hoping they will become their potential. Maybe you just like don't want that kind of negativity in your life, and that's perfectly valid. I completely understand. And now it's like you don't want to resolve things with people from your past. You don't want them back. You don't want that negativity back in your life. There's something about you cutting people out of your life. You no longer tolerating toxic dynamics in your life anymore, or just toxic behavior anymore. You've become a lot more secure in yourself. You've become a lot more okay with like being alone and not necessarily keeping people around because of being afraid to be lonely. You've really learned to build for yourself and become independent and to just release that negative, toxic energy from your life completely. So you've completely stepped into this new beginning where you no longer tolerate things you used to tolerate. You no longer tolerate disrespect. And people get one chance or two chances, but once they actually like do it again and again and again, then it's like you're not gonna stick around hoping for them to change or hoping for anything to change, because you've made up your mind and you're just not gonna stick around for that anymore. So I see people noticing that about you, pile number 3. I see people actually being very proud of you and happy for you, because maybe they noticed how these other people had certain red flags you didn't notice. Maybe they noticed that these people didn't deserve your kindness or, your forgiveness. And I know people say like we should forgive, but yes, we can forgive, but like it doesn't mean they deserve to stay in your life and do that to you over and over again. Because maybe they were noticing like these people have patterns of doing this over and over again to you, and then you like forgiving them and them not changing. So yes, we can forgive people, but that doesn't always mean we have to let them back into our lives. And I feel like you're stopping yourself from letting people back into your life after they have disrespected you or treated you badly. And I see people being happy that you're finally like knowing your worth, that you're finally like not allowing people to disrespect you and you're not enabling their bad behavior anymore. And that's what I see here. And anybody that tells you otherwise, that tells you like you've changed in a bad way, ignore their BS, because that just means they don't want to respect your boundaries. That just means they just want you to tolerate everything that they have, and you don't have to. So anybody that says otherwise, ignore them, because I see people that truly love you and respect you want you to have people in your life that are healthy. They're not going to tell you, oh, you should forgive the person, blah, 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 blah. Even if it's a family member, they're not going to tell you that. they're going to be glad that that person's no longer in your life. I see that you've been through a lot of challenge and struggle in life, but that challenge and struggle has turned you into the diamond you are. I see you transforming in big ways. I see you finding your purpose, or at least creating some kind of purpose for yourself in life. And that's what people are noticing. And again, there's this feeling of you being independent and secure within yourself. I'm seeing the full card energy of new beginnings, and I'm seeing someone take a bag and um like um a luggage bag, suitcase, and like walk towards a new journey. So there's something about that coming through, like you going through a new beginning in your life, and that's what people are noticing. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull your tarot cards off camera. Okay, so the next cards you have are the Six of Pentacles, the Death card, the Nine of Wands, Two of Pentacles reversed, and the Tower. So with your reading, I'm just seeing like this one situation of like this energy I spoke about very prominently. So if your reading's a little bit shorter, that's why, because I'm like only picking up on energies like this mostly. So these relationships that were in your life were very imbalanced, and I did mention somewhat that, like I mentioned, there were a lot of users and takers in your life, and you were always giving to them. And I do see that with the Two of Pentacles reverse, like an imbalance within the connection, or some kind of imbalanced power dynamic you were in, where one person was almost like had all the control, had all the say, and it was just feeling unfair at the end of the day. I also see that when things came crashing down, you didn't expect it with the Tower. It's almost like divine intervention happened and you awoke to the reality of these painful connections, and you sort of like woke up to see the truth, and you couldn't stop it from happening. Some kind of divine intervention happened for you while you were in a place of like not being stable and not really knowing what's going to happen next. But there's something about you letting everything crash and burn to the ground of whatever's meant to leave from your life, even if it's hard or challenging or painful in the moment, so that your life can transform, so that new things can be brought into your life. I think at this point you didn't have like your own backup plan or your own stability or your own independence yet, of like knowing what you were going to do next. But I think you found your way. I think you found your feet, like not literally but metaphorically. Like before, maybe you couldn't balance. So I'm seeing somebody walk on a string, right? Like you couldn't balance on the string because it's so small, but then you found your balance and you found your own internal stability. You built your life kind of up from the ground. And certain truths came out that some people were expecting. As in, I feel like these are people you're close to, or these are just people that know you well, where maybe they've seen certain red flags with the people that were around you in the past and they noticed that, but it seemed as though they couldn't put their finger on what it was exactly, or they didn't know what it was exactly, or they just got a gut feeling that something was off with the people around you that weren't treating you right. And eventually some kind of truth came out that confirmed that suspicion for them, that, like you weren't the one that actually destroyed the connection. They were, by being inconsiderate, by being disrespectful, by not appreciating what they had with you. And some people look at it like, I would have never done that to pile 3. Like if I was with pile 3 or if I was friends with pile 3, I would have never done what that other person did to them. And pile 3 doesn't deserve that. Pile 3 deserves a lot better. And I see people noticing that and thinking that. I see that again, there's this huge transformation and change within you with the death card for the better, where you're no longer like tolerating bad behavior or, hard, challenging relationships where the other person isn't trying to grow or become better. And it doesn't mean like you won't get into connections that maybe have ups and downs here and there, but what I mean is like these people are causing the challenges themselves and expecting you to forgive them or stick by them. You know what I mean? So, people have noticed that like you're not gonna just stick around for any kind of treatment anymore. And again, with the Six of Pentacles, people do definitely notice you're a giver and they think you need other givers in your life that are also gonna appreciate what you give and give back to you. So, this is all I have for you. I do hope this reading resonated with you. But again, like, people are proud of you, people are happy for you, because maybe now there's an opportunity to make space for new, healthy relationships in your life with people that do respect you and want the best for you and have good intentions towards you. My pile number 3. So, yeah, this is what I have for you. I do hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.